Hi there, scrappers. So tonight I am going to be working on a layout I created earlier and I posted on my Facebook page that was Harry Potter themed. And I got a ton of likes for it, so I thought, okay, I'll design that on my YouTube channel. And there was another page, Mickey Mouse, one that I really liked. It probably was my favorite one. And I'm going to try to do that one too, but I'm going to do that one a little later. So let's get started with the Harry Potter one. And it's not a really complicated layout. The only thing I think would be interesting for all of you is that the way I search for items to put in my layout. So let's start. Okay, well, the first thing I do is I start with my blank canvas. If this is the first time you've ever visited my channel, when I go to Cricut Design Space, I always try to create a canvas that's a 12 by 12 inch layout. So I hit the shapes over here on the left, and I go ahead and I set up my squares. The squares always come out automatically at the size of 3.111. So I'm going to go ahead and change those to 12 inches. So 12 inches square. And I'm going to do it to both of them. And yeah, it got really big here, but I'll show you how we'll take care of that. So right now my viewing screen is at 100% so that I can get my whole layout on one screen. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, I reduced the screen size to just 50%, and that way I can see my double page layout. So once I have my layout started, I start thinking of colors, I start thinking of ideas. And the idea I want to do is the Harry Potter one. So first off, I kind of needed an inspiration or a start off point or a color to go with. And I did find a really cute layout on Pinterest that I thought I could copy. So I'll start with what I remember. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of create a background for my Harry Potter page. And I'm going to look for like a striped border or something that will kind of take up the back of my Harry Potter page to give it some more color. Let me see if I can find what I want here. And I am not seeing it right offhand, which is fine. Let's change my inquiry to a stripe border instead of striped. And it's amazing, but when you change the tense of what you're searching for, so instead of saying maybe you want to look for the word rock and then you can't find what you're looking for, so you add an S to it and say rocks, your whole search changes up. So this right here is really kind of what I want. It's a stripe border. I put in here striped the first time and it didn't show up. I took the ED off and there it is. That's what I want. So of course this little tiny stripe here is turned into this huge item. Actually, it's 22 inches long, but I am going to make it a 12 by 12 background page. So the first thing I do is I unlock the proportion of this item, and then I'm going to stretch it to 12 by 12 inches. Now I can do that manually, or I can just go up here in the pull down menus and change it by typing in the inches 12 by 12. So I'm going to do that because it's a little faster. So it stretched my item to 12 by 12 inches. That's exactly what I want. And I'm going to duplicate the page and put it over here. And now I have kind of what I want, but the colors are not the right color. So I'm going to go over and hit the layers menu. And the first layer are the red stripes, so I'm going to change those to dark brown. This color here, I think. Yeah, I like that. And I'll do that to the other one. And then the yellow, I'm going to change to the lighter brown. Yeah, I like that too. Okay. So, and then I just click off and it closes my menu up. Now this is going to be the back page. So I need to push this all the way into the back. So I highlight or I select the page that I want to move. I go up here to arrange and I just simply say move to the back. And I do the same thing with the other page, move to the back. Now, Cricut does not like cutting 12 by 12 inch pages. It will, of course, cut bigger than 12 inches when you have a 24-inch mat. My friend Joyce on my Facebook page had reminded me of that, and I do know it cuts those bigger ones, but a 12 by 12 inch it will not cut. I just use it for visual purposes for me. So when I go to cut out, I have to delete those pages. So the first thing I'm going to do after I've set this back page is now the front page is just going to go a little bit smaller, like 11.5 inches. And I'll do that to both of them so that I can see what they're going to look like. So after I'm all done, because I really like that pattern on that back page, I'll probably set this whole entire thing to 11.5 by 11.5, so it will cut out my striped border page. But I'll do that at the end here. So now I'm just changing this top color to this lighter brown, and there's my 2 pages for my Harry Potter. So now I need to go about and start grabbing all of the images that I want to use for my Harry Potter page. So we'll go to my image button here, and then in the search button or the search bar, I'm going to type all the things that I'm looking for. Now again, Cricut Design Space is pretty specific about the items that you search for. So if you don't find what you're looking for, try changing up your search. So, all right, I decided I wanted like a street light or a street lamp to put a sign on and an owl on. So I'm going to start with a street lamp first to see if I can find something. And if I don't find it, then I'm just going to change my search. But here it is right here, and I already really like it. So there's my street light. I tried to find all of the images that I'm looking for at one time so that I can insert multiple images at the same time and save a little time. All right, the next image I'm going to be looking for is an owl. And, you know, I don't want the cutesy owl like here on the Create a Critter. I want one that looks a little bit more, well, sinister maybe is the word, or business-oriented one look. And so I'm just searching through. Oh, I like him. Let's do that one. All right. Now that I've got the owl, I'm going to look for glasses. See what we can find. Harry Potter has those, you know, really obvious round glasses, and there they are right there. All right. I'm going to look for like the sorting hat. And so instead of just putting in the word hat, so this is just the word hat, I'm going to get a ton of different hats. So the sorting hat to me looks more like a witch's hat. So I'm going to go and put witch hat. And see if we can pull up what I want. And there it is. This right, that's close. Nope, this one right there, that's what I want. All right. Next thing as I'm looking for is a magic wand. You could put in just the word wand, and you might get what you want. Yeah, these are cute. I am looking, and I don't see any of them unless these cutesy things here. But this right here, and I don't know if you can see it very well, this will work if I take it out of this shape. So I'm going to try to work with that one. All right. butter beer is a big thing, so I'm going to look for a mug of beer or some type of mug. Ooh, right there. And then I'm going to look for the Harry Potter lightning bolt. You know, the scar on Harry's head. Lightning bolt. These are all good. I like this one. I like this one. I'm going to go with this one, and I'll just take off that pattern. Let's see. A scarf. I'd like to do a scarf like the Hogwarts. Each house has colors, and Harry always wears, you know, his maroon and yellow, I think, scarf. So I'm going to look for a scarf. SCARF. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, but that's okay. And that one's nice, but not exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, well, this layout, I'm going to have to be doing a lot of slicing. And so that's kind of a new thing for my viewers if you've been following along. So we're going to be doing a bit of slicing this time. So we'll work on that. But I think that's about all I need there. Street sign, my owl, my glasses, my sorting hat, my wand, my beer mug, my lightning bolt, and my scarf. So let's go with that. All right. So here's all of my items. I have everything ready to go here. And we're going to just start getting ready to place them. So the first thing I don't have to do anything to is my Harry Potter glasses. So I'm going to kind of take him and put him over here and call him good. He looks really good. I like the color. Everything's good about it. We're good. The next thing I'm going to do is the lightning bolt. I need to adjust the color here. Well, if you see here that the lightning bolt actually has 2 layers to it. The bottom layer is really the only one that I'm interested in. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that top layer. And there's my lightning bolt. And so then I'm going to change the color to, you know, a pretty deep yellow. There we go. And that will be here. I don't know if I'm going to use him there or not, but we'll see. Maybe, oh, maybe over here a little bit. Let's turn him a little. It's pretty orange. I might change him to a lighter yellow. The cool thing about Design Space, just because the color is this color that I've chosen, doesn't mean that's the color of paper that I have to use to cut out my item. So I like them a little yellower. So yellower, is that a word? A little more yellow. How's that? Let's see if that's better. That's a little better. Okay. So there's my lightning bolt. Next thing, I'm probably gonna, let's put the wand with it. So the wand is going to take some cutting. So let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, the wand has 2 layers here to it. So first off, I'm going to ungroup it, and I'm going to pull apart the layers. This layer has nothing in it, and I do not need it. This layer is the one that I need, though, with the wand here in the middle. So I'm going to simply put it back on top, and I'm going to select the whole image. And then down here on the lower right-hand side, I'm going to use my slice tool. Now, slice will only work on single layers. You can only do 1 slice image at a time, and you can only have 2 single layers put together to slice. Okay, and I know it might not make sense, but you'll see soon what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to hit slice, and then I'm going to pull my item apart, and I should be left, yep, with this whole sliced item. These 2 things I do not need, so I'm going to get rid of them. Now, I need to get rid of this circle. So I can do 2 things. First thing I can do is just select the whole item again and go over here to my contour button and see if I can delete all of those spaces around my wand. Let's see. I think that just covers up everything. Yeah, so it won't let me, which darn. All right. See if that will take care of that one. Let's see. Nope, still not what I want. So we're gonna highlight it all. Okay, it did take care of it. Okay, good. All right. So now I have my wand. How cool is that? All right, it looks like a Harry Potter wand. I'm so excited. All right, so I'm gonna change the color because there's no pink wands in Hogwarts. So I'm just gonna simply go over here to the layers menu, and I'm going to pick the color next to the wand, and it opens up my palette. And from there, I will choose the colors. I'm gonna do light brown, like a tan first, but I'm gonna duplicate that wand. I'm gonna make it just a little smaller so that I can layer my wand a little bit. It's not gonna be a perfect layer because I'm creating an item that really doesn't have a layer to it. See if I can get it a little better. I'm gonna stretch it. I unlocked the proportion button, and so I'm gonna try to stretch it a little bit this way. And then turn it. Yeah, I don't like it so much. Then I need to open it a little bit more. All right, so it just has a little bit of a shadow to it. Not much. You could just skip that part altogether, which I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to change the wand to darker brown. So we'll do that. So there's my nice dark brown wand. How cool is that? Boy, that does look very Harry Potter-esque. So I've grouped my 3 items here, my lightning bolt, my Harry Potter glasses, and my wand. I think I'm gonna bring my glasses to the front. So I click to activate my glasses. Nope, that was my wand that activated. I'm gonna click to activate the glasses. There we go. And then I'm going to bring those to the front by using my arrange button. So there we go, the 3 items. That looks pretty good, super cute. Okay, next thing is I've got to do a little slicing for this street light. I'll do that in a second because I also need to do the same thing to these mittens and scarf. So we'll do that here in just a minute. Okay, first thing that's going to be easy to take care of is this owl. All I need to do is just change the colors. So I'm going to do that right now. The pink, let's go ahead and just make it this off-white. That looks pretty good. I like the dark black eyes, so we're good there. We'll see about the gray. I might want to change that. The green, we're going to go with a brown. So a darker brown like that. Well, I think that's pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it exactly how it is. Oh, maybe I'll go, you know what? Let's go this way. And then this will change a little darker. There we go. So there's my new and improved owl that I like the color much, much better for. He needs a little definition though to him. So I'm going to add a shadow to him. So there's his shadow. Do you see the black around the outline of the owl? Gives him a nice definition so you can kind of differentiate between the paper and the image there itself. Okay, so here's the mug of beer, and it looks just perfect, like butterbeer, so I love it. I'm going to change first the frothy top to white, and then the mug itself, I'm going to give it more of a yellow look. Yeah, like that. And then the beer, I'm going to go back to this yellow again, but I'm going to change it to more of a dirty yellow. That looks much, much better. So there's my butterbeer. The sorting hat, I'd like to just flip that. I'd like it to face the other direction. So I'm going to go up here to my flip button, and I'm going to flip the entire image horizontally. There we go. I like that. So, and I just kind of angled it because I know I'm going to put it about here. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the color. So I'm going over to my layers menu, and oh, it has an extra layer here, the gray. So the first thing I'm going to do is change that outline to black. change the black hack to like, do we want to go dark brown? Yeah, I really like the dark brown. And then the orange stripe to a lighter brown. Oh, that looks really good. It looks just like the sorting hat in a way. All right. That looks great. All right, look at this page. Isn't it cute? All right. I get excited over the silliest things. Okay, now I really only need the scarves. Okay, this is the background to the scarf, and this is the scarf itself. And I need to get rid of these mittens. So I'm going to have to use my slice tool again. And in order to do that, I have to cut these out of this image. Maybe. No, let's ungroup. Let's ungroup. Yep, I can ungroup them. We're good. I don't even have to slice. That's wonderful. All right, so there's the scarf. Here's the mittens that I don't need. I just select them all and delete. Here's the scarf that I do want. I'm going to group it back together so I can size it the right size. I'm going to make it a little bigger because it's going to be a pretty big piece of the scrapbook page. Okay, now I'm going to change the colors. So changing the pink stripes to maroon. It's a pretty nice maroon. And then the yellow to a more of a brighter yellow. Let's go a little less bright. It's very subtle, but yeah, that looks good. Okay, that looks good there too. Yes, I like it. Okay, so now see what we can do here. I love the street sign. Doesn't that look perfect? My owl is going to sit right on top of it. See how cute that's going to look? I mean, seriously, how cute is that? Okay, so let's get rid of these other signs that we really don't need. So first off, I'm going to see over here, I can turn off the white and the yellow. I'm going to turn off the words, get those gone. All right. Now I want to take off these other signs. I only need one. I'm going to take off these bottom two and just keep that last one. All right. So this is where I do have to slice. So I go over here to my menu and I'm going to pick a shape, and I'm just going to pick a square again. And I go up to select it and drag it down. And then I'm going to place my square over one item because it will only do one at a time. Highlight it. Oh, all right. And see down here where my slice button would be toggled on? Well, it won't because my street sign that I'm trying to cut has two layers to it. It has the black or the dark gray rectangle and the white rectangle, and it will not cut them both. So I've got to ungroup and move them. So I'm going to move the white layer first, and then now I can cut both of these. All right. So I made my square a little larger just to cover both of the rectangular signs. I'm going to highlight my whole street lamp, and there's my slice button. It's on. So slice, take it off, get rid of the old that I don't need, and there we go. We got one sign. So over here, I need to do the same thing to get rid of the white. I could simply just go ahead and create a new rectangle to put inside that street sign, but I'll real quick again show you how to slice it out. So what I'm going to do is move it off the street sign or street lamp. I'm going to go and pick a square from my shapes. There's my square. I'm going to click and drag it down. Cover up the two unwanted single layer items. So I'll just stretch it out. Okay. Highlight the whole thing that I'm going to cut. Go down to my slice tool and slice it off. So there they go. There this goes, and there's the original that goes. So all that I have left is the white street sign that I'm going to put Privet Drive on. So then I can group, whoopsie, then I can group my whole street lamp again and put the items back together. Okay, so it should be one item now. There we go. That looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is set my owl on it. My owl's a little thicker than I want him to be, so I'm going to make him a little skinnier and a little smaller. And I'm going to perch him right on my street sign. Let's put him a little closer. There we go. He looks good. All right. And then I'll group all of that together. I'm going to change the light illuminating from the street lamp to yellow. It's not as bright as I want it to be. It's too dark. There we go. A little lighter. There we are. All right. And then I'm going to go put it up on my 12 by 12 page. There we go. I don't know if I'm going to leave it that big, but we'll see in a second. Okay. My scarf is really big. So we'll make it a little smaller. I might make my street sign a little smaller too. Okay. Okay. So we got a lot of it done already, which is really cool. I love it. All right, so the next thing I need to do is I need to create a couple of titles. And I'm going to put on this page Butterbeer, and I'm going to put on this page Hogwarts. But I want a multi-layered text. So I'm going to go over to the left-hand side here on my menu, and I'm going to pick text. And I'm going to type in my word Butterbeer, and I want it all in lowercase. And so that is not the font that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go up here to where it says font, and I'm going to click the pull down menu. Now, to share everything, I got to make sure that it's a Cricut font so that everybody can have access to the file if they'd like to cut it. So I've got to keep it Cricut, and I've got to keep it one that I haven't downloaded. But I'm going to further make Cricut give me a selection of fonts that I want by changing the filter to only show multi-layer Cricut fonts. And that's by hitting this filter button and then selecting the multi-layer. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is go and start looking for what font I want, and I know I'm going to use Birthday Cakes. That looks great. All right, I really like that font. I need to make it a little bigger, but the first thing I'm going to do you see over here where it has the shadow feature to the font? I'm going to unhide it so that it's all together. Make it the size I want. Let's see if that's the right size. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to change the color. I'm going to change Butterbeer to that color, and then the shadow to like a darker yellow. That looks real good. I like it. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for up here for Hogwarts. So let's do that. Type in my font. It's already set to my cakes font. So I'm going to drag it where it needs to go. I'm going to unhide the shadow. So now I have the entire thing that I need. Good. That looks real good. And then I'm going to make it the colors I want. So yellow, and then a darker yellow for the shadow. Ta-da! Look how cute that looks. Okay, now these items are way too big, and you'll see this one's too big too. So I'll start fooling with it here in just a second so that my mats will fit for my photos. Because, you know, even though it's scrapbooking, your photos are still priority. You want to make sure that you're showcasing the photos. I mean, a cute scrapbook page is cute, but if it takes up all the room and you aren't able to put your photos in, then why does it even matter? So I'm going to probably get these a little smaller. We'll see. All right, so let's start making our mats. All right, so the mats are pretty easy to create. Oh, you know what? I need to put Privet Drive right here. So I'll hit my text and put in the word Privet, P-R-I-V-E-T, Drive. And I've got to make it pretty darn small. This time I'm not going to turn on my shadow because who needs that? I probably will write Cricut Drive on this. Let me see if I can change it to where it'll write it for me so I don't have to glue every little tiny piece down to this little street sign. Let's see, make it small. Ooh, that's small. But remember, my view is at 50%, so we're okay. All right, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to check real quick to see if I can change this into a writing font. So I clicked the color and it opened up my palettes, but up here to the layer attributes, it says I can cut, write, score, or print. I'm going to see if it'll let me write. So I'm going to click on the write, and I don't think it does. I think it creates, yeah, filled in letters. So let's change that. I want to use a font that will write Cricut Drive here for me. So I'm going to go back to text. I'm going to type in Cricut Drive. I'm going to go up to fonts. I'm going to clear out my search first off because we want Cricut to help me. So I'm making sure it's a Cricut font. I'm going over to my filter, and then I'm going to select writing. And then all of these fonts here in this menu are fonts that Cricut will let you write if you have the Cricut Air Explorer 1 or 2 or the Cricut Maker. All right. So it did say it would write birthday. Let me see what it looks like when it does it. There it is. Okay. It looks pretty good. It's hard to see. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it. It's very stick-like, and that's okay because when it draws it on that little piece of paper there, it'll be perfect. So I'm going to highlight it and move it, maybe, if it'll let me move it, and put it on the street sign to make it fit. And then when I go to cut out, it's going to tell me, hey, you need to put your black pin in, because I left it at a black color here. See the pen colors? And I just left it at midnight black. Again, you can put any color you want in when you go to really draw it, but I selected black, and it's going to tell me put your black midnight pin in. Okay, so Cricut Drive's there, Hogwarts is there, Butterbeer is there. We're good. All right, next thing I'm going to do is create my photo mats. So first thing is, I'm going to select my square again, and I'm going to change it to a 4x6 size or 6x4. So I go up here to my sizing of my mats. I unlock the proportion button. Do I want 4x? Nah, I want 4x6. So we're going to go 4 inches by 6 inches. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to tilt it a little bit. That looks great. I could have duplicated it right away, but it's too late now, so I'll just create another one real quick. 4x6. Unlock the proportion button. Type in 4, and then type in your 6. This time I'll go ahead and duplicate it twice because it's going to go over here for sure. I don't know if I'm going to use 4x6s or not over here, but we'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Nah, I might go smaller. We'll see. All right. So I need to create my photo mats for this. So before I start playing with all the images and creating and arrange what order they're going to be in, I'm going to work on the colors. So this gray square, I'm going to change to dark brown. Nope, even darker. Dark brown, that's better. And the other one, I'm going to do the same thing. And they both need a map, another mat to go on top. So I just duplicated the same shape, and now I'm going to make it just a tidge smaller by like a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to unlock my proportion. I'm going to type in 3.75 by 5.75. And then, that looks good. I'm going to change the color to a lighter matte. That looks real good. And I'm going to duplicate that so it can go over to this one too. Then I'm going to change the orientation of it. And then kind of the same thing for this. Tilt it a little bit. And same for the layered. All right. Look at there. That looks so cute. So let's change the order of the layers of the items. My street sign is just a little too big still, so we're going to go a little smaller. Not too much smaller because that privet drive is going to be hard to fit. So I'm going to leave it as big as it is because privet drive will not fit on there if I go any smaller. Okay, the scarf, I'm going to select it and I'm going to arrange it to the front. The mug of beer. See if I can grab that. I'm going to have to move over my mat a little bit so I can grab that mug of beer. There it is. And I'm going to arrange that to the front. Move my mat back over a little. And then I'm going to move my mug down just a tidge. Put the scarf over the top of it. I think that looks better. Yeah, that looks great. My hat's just a little small, so we're going to make it a little bigger, take up some of that room up there. And I'm going to arrange it to the front. Wow, that page looks great. It's done. I really like how that turned out. My daughter is a huge Harry Potter fan, and she loved this page. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with 4x4 for these sizes, for these mats, so I can fit more than just a couple of mats over here. So there's one 4x4. Here's the next 4x4. Oopsie, I forgot to unlock. So we'll unlock this one. All right, so there's two 4x4s. I'm going to line them up like this. Just give it some extra look. Fill in some space here. I'm going to duplicate that one more time and put another one over here. So that looks pretty good. There we are. And I can still put some text over here for journaling, like a journal strip here and maybe even a journal strip down here. But that'll be up to you guys. You guys can still add whatever you want to it. So I'm going to change the color of the mats. Let's do that real quick. I'm clicking on the squares that I created, and it takes me directly to the palette. There's the 3 brown mats. I'm going to duplicate one of them and change the size for the top layer. Unlock my proportion button, hit 3.75 because I'm going down by 1/4 inch by 3.75. Enter. That looks good. Center it over the top. Change the color, and then I'm going to duplicate it 3 times or 2 times. So there's my second one, and there's my third one. Yeah, I love it. You know what though? There's still room for something else. So let's do one more thing. I want to put in 9 3/4. Let's do that. So I'm going to move this square down. I'm going to put 9 3/4 here of the platform for the Hogwarts Express. So here's my text button. I type in the number 9. Now I have it still on a writing font, so I'm going to go change that right now. I'm going to clear my filters, and I'm going to go to birthday. Maybe. BIRTH. All right. Let's do that. Birthday cakes. I'm going to type in 9 and -3 4. Yeah, it's still wanting me to write. So we'll go back up here and we hit cut. So see if that'll change it. It won't, so I gotta take that off. Let's try again. Text 9. Wonder what's going on. we're going to cut. This one won't let me cut. What's happening? Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, I just went a little smaller. Let's go back to the 50%. All right. When I hit my text button, my style of right here of my font is on writing. So I have to make sure I go back to regular there, or else it'll try to write any text that I put in. So my style is back to regular. I'm at birthday cakes. I'm going to type 9 3/4 and hit enter. And then I'm going to pull apart. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that shadow is on. I'm going to make it a little bigger, but then I'm going to ungroup. Yep. I'm going to ungroup my numbers so I can pull them apart and separate them. So when you ungroup, it separates the top layer from the shadow layer, and then you have to hit ungroup again to pull apart the shadow layer and the top layer. So you have to hit ungroup 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 times. So there's the 9. I'm going to leave that larger, and then the 3/4 I'm going to make smaller. So I put the 9 back together and I grouped it, and I'm going to change the color of it. So 9 is going to be black, and the shadow is going to be gray. I like that. And then I'm going to put it up here where it says 9. That looks pretty cool. Okay, and then let's change 3/4 back. So there's the 3, the dash, or the fraction sign. Then I'm going to need to move it over. I want to move this closer. So I'm going to highlight it and move it just a little closer. There we go. Put this down here. There we go. That looks a lot better. And then I'm going to highlight the whole thing, group it together, and then make it smaller so it looks like a true fraction. All right, let's see how this looks. That looks so good. Okay. Make 3/4 just a little smaller. I'm going to make 9 just a little smaller. All right. Then I'm going to change the color. Top layer is going to be black, and the bottom layer is going to be, or the shadow layer is going to be gray. Oopsie. So it didn't want to do that, so we'll just hit the back button one more time. What happened? All right, so we'll try it again. The 3/4, we're going to make the top layer black, and then the bottom layer gray. Top layer black, bottom layer gray, top layer black, bottom layer gray. See if that works. There we are. Must not have grouped them when I wanted to. That's all right, though. We'll work on that. Okay. All right. This looks pretty good. So 9 3/4 platform. There's my wand and my Harry Potter lightning bolt. I'm going to maybe move that up just a little so we can see it. Oh, I like that better. Maybe. You can play with this forever. And the thing is that'll matter the most is when you go to lay it out on the actual page. You know, I just like seeing it so I can play with it and decide, you know, hey, is this too small? Is this too big? My butterbeer I can make just a little taller, I think. But I don't want that as prominent as Hogwarts. So make Hogwarts as big as I can. Okay, so there it is. And now that I've finished it, I'm going to go up to save, and I can name it Hogwarts YouTube. And then right here it says I can share it because it's a public file. And when I hit save and it saves it, this address right here is specifically made for this layout. And so if I copy this link and put it in my YouTube description, all you guys would have to do is click on that and you would be able to go straight to a design page with this laid out. So I'll include that in my links in the comments down below on my YouTube. So I hope you like the layout. It's pretty easy, but we learned how to use Slice tool for our sign here. We learned how to write using a Cricut pen, and you know, I think it's pretty darn good. It's a simple one, but it still has a lot to it. When you go to cut out, I would make sure that you would change the dimensions to 11.5 by 11.5 if you want to cut out that striped paper. Or if you have some really cool Harry Potter paper, you know, use that as your background. It really, the sky's the limit. It's up to you. But all I'll do is just highlight the whole thing, and then I'll make it all 11.5 by 11.5, and everything will be able to be cut out on my Cricut then. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe down below and join our Facebook group. And I've included that link in the comments too. Thanks so much and have a good night and happy scrapping, everyone.